moving forward, though, Anthony, a lot of fans, including myself, said with this complete ass whooping by the Rams that I thought was going to happen tonight, likely this was going to be Jimmy Garoppolo's last start. Matt and I kind of interpreted Kyle Shanahan's comments regarding when Trey Lance would start, coming up. And with the Niners not losing and Jimmy Garoppolo playing efficient and well, does Trey Lance now kind of get sidelined until with some really, really easy games coming up for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, that's kind of the joke with the team all season long has been that, oh, man, the moment Jimmy Garoppolo plays well, he just bought himself another game. And that's how it was he played well against the Bears. Okay, he bought himself another game. He stunk up against the Cardinals. Okay, well, that means the Rams will likely be his last game because we're going to get our asses kicked. Rams, Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't play excellent, but he plays perfect enough to manage the game for a victory. And then you do that, and it's like, well, I mean, we didn't even see Lance look like he got consideration at all to come onto the field. So that tells me that, you know what, that I think Lance is going to be on the backseat all season long. And that's the thing, too, is I tweeted this out earlier, is that the Niners are going to have to likely run the table if it means they make a playoff push. And when you commit to a rookie in the middle of this kind of season, that basically is the indicator that, oh, well, the season might be over. But you know what? You got Garoppolo. You saw what Garoppolo can do in a game like tonight. He's got the Jaguars next week. I mean, that's the softest layup you can possibly go for. Does it mean that the Niners are going to come into that game next week and make it an easy game? No. I think some type of BS will happen. I mean, we saw us lay up a loss against the backup Cardinals, and I can't say anymore that any game is an automatic victory because it's NFL, man. It's any given Sunday. But going into this game next week, it's going to be the Garoppolo show once again. I wouldn't be surprised if some type of BS happens with Jimmy Garoppolo. But, Bob Money said in the chat right here, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, man. You got to give a team over 40 carries. And if that's the case, yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo should pass less than 20 times next week. But, Zach, he bought himself probably the rest of the season. Because you're 4-5. I think they're only one game back of the 7th seed, So it's like, well, you can't give up now. You just got to stick with Garoppolo and go from there.
The way he played, too, was convincingly well enough. And he would have been like the first quarterback benched after like a 21-point routing of the other team. I was texting you that during the game when we said, no way we see Trey Lance now. Were you surprised at all that we didn't see Trey Lance, one, at all during the game, and two, at the end when it was kind of like, okay, garbage time, hand it off. You're not even going to be throwing it anyway, so why not just make the switch?
I wanted to see Lance play. All of us wanted to see Lance play to begin with, but even in garbage time, it was like, why didn't he get in? I think I personally thought like, okay, well, you watched yesterday when Cam Newton came in for the Panthers, I'm back. And he comes in on 2 red zone plays and throws for a touchdown and runs for a touchdown. And you have Eric Crocker on Twitter going off saying, why can't the Niners incorporate this with Trey Lance on a weekly basis? And you saw in the group chat a few days ago, Stewart was the only one that responded to it, but it was my huge, long conspiracy about why I think Kyle Shanahan doesn't want to play Trey Lance. And it's just after the knee sprain, I think he doesn't want to take the chance. And I know it's football, and I know it's a tough game, and, this and that. So I was surprised to not see him to begin with. And then at the end of the game, I agree with you. I wanted to see him just hand the ball off. It's like, dude, just give him some handoffs just to kind of just get used to the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, get him up to speed. I don't care if it's garbage time. Have him friggin' practice handoffs. You know what I mean? It's like Jimmy Garoppolo is really good at handing the ball off. Let Trey Lance practice handing the ball off as well so he can get his work in too. So I will say that it was pretty frustrating that Trey Lance didn't get in at the fourth quarter. And I think that is very petty of me to say. But when you want to see your rookie go out there, and even if he's not doing anything, just get him on the field, Get him on the field because you're going to have to do it eventually. You might as well start now. You might as well start now and get his feet even more wet so he can just get used to the whole thing. So, it sucked. Same thing like Steve said earlier. I have a bit of a complaint about not seeing Sermon even carry the ball once. He touched the ball on a friggin', short kick return. So it's like, but It's all petty stuff. Shanahan's going to face that criticism for the rest of the season. He will. He's been facing it since week 1. And you watch Mac Jones play, and you saw Mac Jones he didn't torch the Browns, but he played really well against the Browns. And you see that, and it's like, well, why can't we get that from Lance? You see what Justin Fields is doing. Justin Fields lost against the Steelers, but damn, in the second half, he looked good. And Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, well, the jury's still kind of out on them a bit, but when they play, they're developing. And you just want to see that from Trey Lance also. So, you know me, I was one of the biggest Trey Lance supporters since day one, so I'm still very hurt about it. But he'll get his time, man. He'll get his time.